McCarthy Insurance Group, serving the community for over 70 years. For home, farm, motor, life, health and business insurance, log on to mig.ie or free phone 1800 50 11 11. Probably your best call in 2024. Charles McCarthy Insurance is trading as McCarthy Insurance Group, is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland.
Real people, real opinions, real talk radio. The multi-award-winning Niall Boylan Show.
Margaret, do you have any sympathy for an uninsured driver?
Not a bit.
No. Didn't think you would.
No way.
Yeah. But God love him.
way.
I'm going to get the violin out here. He's got 2 kids. He lives in the middle of nowhere. He has a night shift. He can't get public transport.
I don't give a damn if he's living on Lambay Island.
Oh, okay.
And he has to get to work on the mainland. He can row his boat. I don't care where the man lives. There is no excuse for anybody sitting behind the wheel of a car and driving whatever amount of distance from his home to his job and thinking that's fine. It is not fine. And if he had a crash, by sound he did a number of years ago. And
4 years ago,
he had to pay the penalties, which happens when that,
takes you 4 or 5 years to build back up your no claims bonus. Yeah,
it takes 5 years, Niall.
Yeah,
and at the end of the day, what you do is that your insurance is going to cost you. We'll just say for a round figure of €700, where it probably would have cost you less than 400 if you didn't have the crash. So he knows that, right? And what he should have been doing was putting at least 50 to €60 a month into a different, savings account, especially for his insurance.
Yeah, but that's not going to cut it. 600 quid a year is not going to cut it, is it?
But, I mean, if he can't afford to pay for his insurance, his brother should definitely report him before he kills somebody.
Martin, let me ask Martin. That was the kind of question the brother asked Martin, and should he report him? The wife said he should. You got to be cruel to be kind, because he's sick asking him not to do it anymore.
In that circumstance, what I would do is I would tell the driver, listen, if you don't give this up, I will report you. The next time I hear you taking your car out uninsured, I will report you. I mean, I would wonder, does this man put his own children into an uninsured vehicle and then go out on the road?
He clearly does, because the brother has said he used to bring his kids with your man's kids swimming on a Saturday, but he doesn't allow his kids to get into the car when he found out it wasn't insured.
And he's right not to do. I mean, this man who purportedly loves his children and is trying to do his best to provide for them, then puts them into an uninsured vehicle and takes them out on the public highway. Now, if he was to be, as a pedestrian, crossing the road and hit by an uninsured vehicle, and he was injured to the point where he couldn't walk, he would go through, no end of litigation and all kinds of things before he got any kind of a settlement. And any settlement he did get wouldn't be like a settlement he'd get out of an insured driver.
No, it comes from the Federation of Motor, Uninsured Federation of Motorists Ireland. But, I mean, and by the way, everybody pays into that. Everybody else's insurance is expensive because of that.
Absolutely. Everybody who's insured pays into it. But it's something you said is really alarming. That, 1 in 10 drivers.
1 in 9. 1 in 9, yeah.
Insured.
Yeah.
It's 1 in 9. Okay. So, now, and I'm not a long distance driver, but since Friday, I just checked there on the chronometer. I've put up nearly 700 kilometres since Friday morning.
I do that a week, mate. I do that a day.
probably do, Jason.
I'm not claiming I own the roads. The point I'm trying to make is, when I think if that's a correct figure, the number, the level of unsafe overtaking that goes on. I mean, I'm on the road over 40, going on 45 years. Like, the level of unsafe overtaking that I see, where guys come up, they roar up behind, and I'm travelling, a few kilometres below the speed limit. Not much, just, maybe 10 kilometres below the speed limit. They'll race up And then they'll pull in literally yards in front when there's a whole, there's 2 clear lanes or 3 clear lanes ahead of them. They could go 100 yards ahead and then pull in. But no, they pull in right in front, where if anything happened when they're pulling in, I'd be straight into the back of them, as would any other driver, because you're not going to get an opportunity. Like, it baffles me that people would
Car brake checking. Sorry, Doyle, to that bad. That's car brake checking. They do it on trucks all the time. It's absolutely... And what they don't understand is, if I do hit them, they won't be getting the money. They won't be getting the money. It'll be their next of kin, because if I hit them with what I'm doing at 90 kilometres an hour, I'll just drive straight over them. You know that way? Like,
you won't even feel it. I watched a video the other day, actually, of a guy in a truck similar to the one you probably drive, Jason, and he had hit a car, but he didn't realise he hit the car. The car was actually at the front of the truck sideways, and he was pushing it down the road.
That's our blind side. We can't see that there.
And the car was in front being pushed down the road, and other drivers were beeping, and the driver just didn't see it. Couldn't see it.
He did, because we have what's called...
he got out of the car and looked surprised when he eventually stopped.
No, we have a... Did you ever have a look at the front of a truck at the front windscreen? And right up on top of it is a mirror that is bent in a thing, and that shows us the whole front. He did see it, but what happened there was the car came up his inside on his blind spot and cut in front of him. I can tell you that now, because our blind spot, we cannot... Everything on that left-hand side at that passenger door, we can't see at the pillar. We literally can't. You could be sitting there in a Mercedes and I wouldn't see it.
Stay there for a second, all of you, Margaret, Martin and Jason. Let me just go to Steve as well. Steve, how are you doing?
I'm a bit confused. Are we talking about bad drivers or uninsured drivers?
Well, we started out. Well, let's go back to what we were talking about, uninsured drivers, because I suppose with the cost of living, this is becoming more common. That figure I had 1 in 9 was from 3 years ago, so most likely it's probably higher than that now. But this guy who sent the email about his brother obviously has 2 kids, lives out in the middle of nowhere, works in a warehouse, in the night shift, no public transport, yada, 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 can't afford the insurance, but needs the car to get to work. Do you have any sympathy and understanding?
My misunderstanding here is that I've been listening and I heard what the question of the topic is, but unfortunately all people are doing is going on and giving out about bad drivers. Now, let me just tell you about uninsured drivers.
I didn't.
Sorry, you didn't. So, uninsured drivers, it's a victimless crime. Can anybody point out to me where the victim is in this crime?
Well, if you were the one that was run over, you'd be the victim then, wouldn't you?
Hold on a second. Hold on. I know that's not what I asked. Now think about it. Think hard about what I'm asking.
Steve, I'm sorry.
Where's the victim in the crime? Well, let me finish. Where is the victim in a crime of not driving with insurance? Now, if you crash...
That's like saying if you drove at 140 miles an hour but didn't crash, you shouldn't be fined because there's no victim.
Niall.
You're kind of missing the point.
Are you trying to get sense out of him? Are you really going to try and get sense out of this fella?
No,
say, where's the victim in uninsured drivers? Get a bang of a car, okay, and be injured yourself, and then try and go after the bureau and see how you get on.
You're not listening, are you? You're not listening.
Well, there's the victim. There's the victim in it. I'm the victim if I've got a bang of an uninsured car.
No.
And then I have to pay for my medical bills. And then
You've been talking.
We know where you come from all this, all right? If I get a bang of an uninsured car, if I get a bang of an uninsured car, and then I have to pay all them medical bills, and I'm out of work, do you think I'm going to be compensated for all that? No, I'm going to be compensated just for my medical bills. If I've lost my job, there's me victim. I'm the victim.
Jesus
Understand what? Yeah. Steve, you don't exactly abide by the law, right? You're not exactly a law-abiding citizen, are you?
Niall, let somebody else talk. Niall, why the hell do you bother bringing me on when you allow people to do that? All he's done is talk over me. I barely got 2 words out of me.
Okay, well, hang on. You did initially ask the question, and Martin wants to respond to the question you asked. I'll let Margaret respond to it too. Martin, he wants to know where's the victim. Who's the victim?
Mm-hmm. First off, let me clarify here. There is no such thing, a definition, there is no such thing as a victimless crime.
There is in this case.
No, let him finish, please. Go ahead, Martin.
There is no such thing.
Let him finish. Would you piss off? I've barely been on air. Barely. And you're telling me
hang on. You asked a question. He's answering the question. Let him finish, and I'll let you respond. And I will let you respond.
Thus far, all they're doing is answering a different question. If you would all open your...
No, you asked... Okay, for an uninsured driver, Martin, continue what you're answering. Where is the victim?
No, let me finish the Jesus question. And honest to God, just stop. Where is the victim in an uninsured driver? Not when you crash. Not when an uninsured driver crashes. Uninsured. I'm driving down the road. I get from A to B to my house, and I'm uninsured. Where is the victim?
The victim is when you make the mistake and you cause an accident that causes harm, loss. Hang on.
About that.
Oh, God. Precisely what we're talking about. That's the salient issue here.
This is why I asked the question. Are you talking about dangerous drivers? Or are you talking about uninsured drivers? Because, dude, you just spoke about guys who break into you, who has insurance.
But hang on, all of you for a second. Just everybody calm down. You know, Steve, I've had insurance for the last 40 years of my life. And thankfully, I've only ever had one accident. Thankfully, I ran into a ditch stupidly driving too fast at 26 years of age on a back road in the middle of the night when it was raining, right? So, thankfully, that was the only time I've ever had to use my insurance. I've had to use other people's insurance who hit the back of me once or twice, but the only time I've ever had to use. The whole purpose of insurance is hopefully you'll never have to use it. It's called insurance for that reason. So you are right. For the times that you don't have an accident or you don't get stopped, there is no victim.
Exactly.
But hang on. That's like saying, why bother having private health insurance? Of course, 99% of the time is of no value to you whatsoever. You might as well throw the money in the bin every month. But it's for doomsday situations. And unfortunately, as a driver, all of us at some point as drivers will have an accident, most likely.
Okay, and
then you have your victim.
Health insurance is not mandatory, and you can't go.
I'm well aware of that, but your health insurance doesn't affect other people. Your health doesn't affect other people.
Absolutely, and me driving to the shop and getting from A to B without crashing into anybody has affected.
But if you do crash into other people, it does affect other people. That's the difference. That's why it's mandatory. Jesus Christ, it's like trying to explain to a child.
No, you're clearly not listening.
Sorry, hang on. Poor Margaret hasn't opened her mouth since you come on. Margaret, sorry, go ahead. You want to say something there?
No.
Hang on, Margaret. Go ahead.
Now, that gentleman that's on about where's
Stephen.
the victim.
Yeah.
Stephen. Good night, Stephen. Now listen to me and everybody calm down here.
I'm with you.
A person who has a car must tax their car and insure their car at all times. That's the law of the land. If a person cannot pay their tax or their insurance, they cannot legally turn the key in that car. Regardless of what you're trying to put out there, that if you drive from A to B and you don't have an accident and you get home from B back home to A safe, there's no victim. But you are taking a chance.
Yes,
every
I am.
time you sit behind the wheel of a car, you're living on your nerves. That's a Gardaí corner.
And so are you, even though you have insurance.
I am not.
Every time, every one of you get into a car. Every time one of you get into a car. Sorry, go ahead.
Please.
Go ahead.
I insure my car. I tax my car. I make sure my car is roadworthy at all times, because that's what the law states. And I drive with due caution. There are people that are on the road who come up off the M1, supposedly heading for Swords, and they drive up the wrong way. Who
says they're uninsured? Who says they're uninsured?
I'm not saying. I didn't say
exactly. So again, we're going back to the dangerous drivers. That's what we keep going back to.
That people should not be behind the wheel of a car if they're not insured. Sell the bloody car and get yourself a bicycle.
Well, what I think what's happening here.
I think first things first, Steve, because my memory is quite good. And I think you need to come clean and say that you.
And his wife should report.
Hang on. With the greatest respect, Margaret, Steve, you've skin in the game here, because if my memory serves me correctly, going back about 4 years ago, you were caught for having no insurance in a car.
So how have I got skin in the game now?
Well, you're defending the indefensible, aren't
No,
you?
I've insurance on my car now.
Because you did it.
No, Niall, I've
Why is
insurance
insurance
on my
car
car
now?
now.
Why have you got
Because
insurance on your car now, Steve?
Because I got sick of getting banned. That's why. Not because it's the responsible thing to do. I got sick of the law pressing down
You've been
on top
caught
of me.
out there. Will you give it a rest?
Can I just point out to somebody? Can I just point out to whatever? Listen to me. Whatever numpty earlier on said this. They said that they drive 700 kilometres or whatever it is in a week.
That was Jason. Jason was the numpty. Yeah.
I do that on a day. I do that on a day.
Your risk of crashing increases the more you drive. So if you're an uninsured driver driving from Lucan to Ballyferma every day, you're less likely to get in a crash. But you, which are 700 kilometres a week, you're more likely to get into a crash. For shame.
I don't know statistically how true that is, actually, because there is also the argument that those who drive more have more experience, but however.
No, they become most complacent on the road. That's what the statistics show.
Well, I do quite a lot of, thankfully not as much as I used to, but I do quite a lot of driving. Actually, in 3 years, I put 220,000 kilometres on the car.
Can you tell me?
And I didn't have an accident.
Problem that you would have had.
Sorry?
No, but what would be the number one problem? Complacency. When you become comfortable as a driver. So these long haul drivers, the stats are out there.
I would have been a worse driver when I was younger. I don't think I'm complacent now. I'm quite careful, actually.
You are. Trust me. The older you get, the more complacent you get. Look, but that's neither here nor there. The reason why I came on this evening is because everybody is assuming that these drivers, just because they're uninsured, are bad drivers, and that's the whole night people are saying
Nobody
that. Which is
bad drivers, Stephen.
Yes, they did. Yes, the whole start of the show.
Did
go
not,
listen
Stephen.
to it. No, you didn't. But the other two lads there did. No, you didn't. No, you didn't, and that's why I'm saying it. But actually, you then did refer to it a few minutes ago about your man driving the wrong way up
the M1.
The bloody motorway.
Yeah.
What's the
yes.
what's the
okay?
point?
Well, then why do you? Well, then answer me a question. If you think it's unimportant to have insurance, and you're only doing it because that's the law, right? By the way, I'm not going to disagree with you on that. Most people in this country probably only have insurance because it's mandatory. I often wonder if insurance wasn't mandatory, how many people would actually get it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I would imagine probably 50%. So, if it wasn't mandatory, what do you believe the purpose of insurance is? Why would you not want it? Why would you not want it?
Obviously, the purpose of insurance, obviously what it is to help with any costs after an accident.
Absolutely.
That's all it is. And let me tell you...
And not just for the car, by the way, because the car is reasonably unimportant. It's for you putting somebody else in a wheelchair, in rehab for the rest of their life. That's what it's for.
Yes, correct. Yeah. Correct, but here's the thing, Niall. What's the name of that insurance board that if you're not the uninsured
Federation of Uninsured Drivers? Yeah.
Oh, okay. So who is it that get really brunts the end of that cost? It's you, the end user, who's buying the
car insurance. Yeah, there's a levy on every single policy for that particular.
Why in the name of Christ, if you're an insurance company, isn't it you taking the risk and making up for that? Oh, no, but it's put on you guys. And when it's put on you guys, then you give out to people
No, hang on. The reason everybody pays a levy for that is because it's not, AXA insurance responsibility to pay for uninsured drivers.
It is.
No, hang on. No, it's not. Their only responsibility is to pay for their own clients. But the government put a levy on every single policy that comes out and goes into the Federation to pay for uninsured drivers. It's not it's not AXA or Allianz or whoever the other insurance companies. It's not their responsibility to pay for somebody who has no insurance.
Niall, now we're boiling down to the crux of the argument, which is they can bang on about bad drivers all they want or safety on the road all they want. This is down to what's coming out of your pocket because of an uninsured drivers. Make no mistake, that's what this argument is about. So anybody coming on here trying to pull the wool over people's eyes, saying it's about safety, they're lying through their back teeth. All they care about is the money in their pocket. When at the end of the day, if they care that much about the money in the pocket, fight the insurance companies, because you'll win quicker with an insurance company than going against 1 in 9 people in this country. That's not going to happen. So stop fighting.
You sound like you're like an advertisement for lawbreakers there. So okay, going back to this original email that I got in, you feel sorry for this guy to some degree. That the cost of living has spiraled so much that he can't afford the insurance in his car, but needs his car to get to work. You feel sorry for him.
Absolutely, and why wouldn't I, Niall?
Because he's doing something illegal and irresponsible. But however, you don't understand that.
Oh my God!
Yeah. One of the guys said earlier on that he put his child in the back of. One of the guys said that he put. This man put his child in the back of an uninsured car. It doesn't make a difference whether the car is insured or uninsured if you crash. Only for the costs. If you hurt your child because you're a bad driver, that's being a bad driver. But trust me, the vast majority of parents who put their children into cars who are uninsured are careful and safe on the road.
Okay, hang on a second. Let me go to Niamh. Niamh, how you doing? You're in our Classic Hits Radio. How you doing?
How you doing, Al? How are you?
Sorry, it's all a bit angry here tonight.
I think it's very angry.
I think it's the temperature. I'm not too sure.
It's humid. It's very humid.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, maybe it's got to Steve. I don't know.
I think, it is, Steve's right in one respect. Yeah, of course it's about money. This guy, right, first of all, he says in his email he loves his kids. We in this house, we love our kids too. If my partner, who has to drive from the countryside, by the way, to the far side of Dublin, a 2-hour drive, both ways every single day to get to his job, if he gets hit by an uninsured driver, we don't have an awful lot of money in the bank. So if that car is very badly damaged and we have to claim on our insurance on that, and our insurance trebles or doubles, at the end of the day, what happens if we can't afford to run our car? So my partner will lose his job. My job doesn't pay enough to keep the roof over our heads and the bills paid, so we'll go under. So you don't also have to be a bad driver to have an accident. Anybody can have an accident. It's why it's called an accident. Mm-hmm. Something could run out in front of you. The sun could glare your eyes. Anything could happen. It's unexpected things. That's why it's an accident. So at the end of the day, anyone that can put that pressure onto somebody else and claim, well, they're the only ones that are struggling in the cost of living. It costs us all a fortune to keep a car on the road. We have to tax it. We have to NCT it. We have to insure it. We have to make sure the engine keeps running. We have to put tyres on it. It's, you don't just buy it and it runs for free. So this guy who thinks that he can just flaunt it because he lives in the country and he has to go to work. I didn't realise he was the only one. There's an awful lot of people that have to do exactly the same thing, but they pay their insurance so that they can protect other people's jobs.
Circumstances can be different. Circumstances can be different for different people, and you should respect that as much as the next person. That people's circumstances are always... No, people's circumstances are... Of course they're always different. Have you ever been so broke that you had to make a decision between, I don't know, bringing your child to a doctor or feeding them for the week or putting petrol in the car?
Yeah, many times.
And here's the thing. When you figure it out, when you're smart enough to figure it out, that you can take the risk. You can take that risk of an uninsured car. It doesn't make you a bad person. It kind of makes you a little bit irresponsible, but you're definitely not a bad person. So once it boils down to the financial...
Yeah, sorry, Margaret.
Of course, Margaret.
Yeah, thank you. Stephen, can I say one thing to you?
Yeah?
Yeah, you're a very rude man. You are.
I haven't been rude once to you this evening.
You have.
I haven't been rude to anybody
this
evening.
Lady, and I think you should apologise to her.
What did I say? What did I say?
You said that she didn't have a brain, basically.
No, I didn't.
And that people
no, I didn't.
People don't. You were rude to the woman. Niall, back me up here.
Well, he's rude. Well, in fairness, with great respect, Mark, he's rude to everybody. But then again, I think Niamh has a reasonably thick skin. But I think he's rude to everybody.
Thank you, Margaret.
You can make your point.
Oh,
you can make your point.
Yeah, you don't have to be rude.
And you don't have to be condescending.
Yeah, you don't.
And I know.
No, Margaret, you're right. You're right. You don't. And by the way, Steve, there's a time. Hang on, I've said this to you before, Steve. When you come on the air, there's a time and a place. You know what I mean? When people are being polite to you, I think it's respectful to be polite back to them.
Niall. Yeah. If you can't put up a robust debate,
I'm all for robust debate. I'm talking about pick your enemies.
Somebody.
But you have to be
the war's going to come to an end.
Sorry, Niamh. Well, no, hang on, Niamh. Just get back to what we're talking about. Do you have any sympathy at all? And this is not the first email I've got in like this. Before we spoke about another guy, the cost of living, blah 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 blah. I can't feed my family. Car insurance is the first thing to go, but I have to use the car to get to work to feed the family in the first place. Blah blah blah. So, Niamh, do you have any
Go
sympathy?
again.
No, because everybody is in the same boat right now. We're all struggling to feed our family, but 99% of us who are struggling will be a hell of a lot worse off if our cars are written off. And next year we couldn't keep them on the road because our insurance went from, say, 1,500 to 3,000. That would be outside of possibility for us when you include all the other bills, the mountain of them that come into the house on a
We
monthly
have
basis.
people not insuring their cars.
And I think, see, Steve, what you're failing to understand is an accident is an accident, right? And if you have an accident, well, hang on. Let me finish. If you have an accident and you're insured, if I'm out tomorrow in the car, I'm insured, and I hit Niamh by accident, I rear end her or I hit her from the side or whatever. Hopefully she's not hurt, but I destroy her car. My insurance will pay out very quickly to have her car fixed. It'll be assessed within 2 or 3 days. She'll get the money for a hire car while she's waiting. Her husband can go to work. It won't affect her life too much, apart from being discommoded a little bit. If you hit her, it's a different kettle of fish. For example, if you're not insured, I'm talking about. If you hit her and you're not insured, well, then she has to go to the Federation of Uninsured Drivers. That can take a long time.
It's like I'm an idiot. I know this.
Okay, but do you think that's fair? Do you think that's a fair system? Then you're putting her and other people at a risk of disadvantage.
What I think, Niall, is while you all bang on about doing the right thing and it's morally right to have your insurance and so on and so forth, if you're all so bloody up on this insurance thing, go get insurance for yourself that would cover, instead of third party, fully comp, that will cover your injuries. Then you don't have to be worried about whether I'm insured or not.
Oh, but you do realise that if she claims on her own insurance, she loses her no claims bonus. Third party claim, you don't lose your no claims bonus. If you're claiming off somebody else's insurance, you don't lose your no claims bonus. If she claims on her fully comprehensive because you didn't have insurance and she has to wait a year for it to go through a court, well, then she loses her no claims bonus. She can't afford that. You're not listening to what she's saying.
No, I'm listening, but what you're not doing is listening to what I'm saying. You're saying she can't afford it, it'll make her go bankrupt or whatever. So is the guy who's putting €3 petrol in his car because he can't afford it. There's circumstances around all of this stuff.
But it's not Niamh's fault. Sorry, Niamh, for speaking on your behalf. It's not Niamh's fault that somebody else is having it worse than her. That's not her fault.
I never said it.
She feels sorry for you, but it's not her fault.
What do you want people to do? What do you want this
Get
guy to do?
insurance.
The car.
Or don't
Okay,
drive.
what if he can't? What if the
Thank you,
money
Margaret.
physically isn't there?
Yeah, don't drive the car.
What if the money physically isn't there? So you're telling him he shouldn't work, go on social welfare, and be in a worse position, yeah? Is that what you're doing? Great advice. These are all geniuses.
Stephen, nobody's telling the man not to go to work.
Then how does he do it?
He can go and get himself a bicycle.
Oh, what if it's 20
He
miles?
can get an electric scooter.
If he could afford an electric scooter, he could afford insurance on a car. It's nearly the same money these days.
Well, hang on.
It's not up to everybody else to decide what he has to do. You know,
Niamh, if you have your
you
insurance,
cut your
don't get
claw.
extra insurance.
Hang on, let her finish.
Why should I?
Why should
I have the correct insurance that covers me. I don't need to cover you. You do that.
Niamh, what? Niamh, let me ask you
Little
a
bit
question.
of self-actualization and self-responsibility wouldn't go astray here.
Responsible to who? No.
You own your own car.
Responsibility.
Is my name on your logbook? Is my name on your logbook?
You just said self-responsibility, and that means I take care of myself. So, I mean, you're telling me I should take care of myself. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, what does the word responsibility mean, Steve? The word responsibility means what you are responsible for, which includes the big hunk of metal sitting underneath your arse. You have self-responsibility for what you own, what you are responsible for.
Mm-hmm. Well, come here, I tell you, Niamh, I'm not a bad driver. I'm not a terrible driver. There's worse morons.
Are you a psychic? Because you must know what's coming around the corner.
Niamh, there are worse drivers on this road who are fully insured up the wazoo and are terrible drivers, like old people who just don't stop at traffic lights. Are you people who drive
now you're going to upset Margaret now.
have insurance?
I would still prefer to be hit by one of them
it's not going to bring back anybody.
And twice on Sundays.
Hang on, and you know what? You're probably the first person I've ever heard pissing Niamh off. Sorry, Margaret, go ahead.
Stephen, can I say one thing to you?
Yeah, you had to go with old people too, Margaret, now.
You're so cocky. And
No, I'm
how
just telling
dare
the
you?
truth. I'm telling the
You're
truth, and
so
it's a bit
cocky.
uphill, I understand
You
that.
think that you are the best
No, I
thing
know.
in fry bread. Well, I tell
Never
you one
said that.
thing, mate. I
Never
hope you
said
never
that.
run into me. I
Well,
hope you never run into
consider-
me.
Considering
I tell
I'm
you
the good
that
driver,
much.
it's more of a chance of you running into me. So,
Oh, do
I'm
you
not
know what?
cocky, I'm just telling the truth. I'm not cocky, I'm telling the truth. And people
You
don't
are
like
being
it.
cocky.
No, you don't
think you're a
like
better
the God's
driver?
honest truth.
Because
yes,
I'm a
absolutely,
woman?
I'm a good driver. No, I never said that.
Oh, well,
Did I say that?
I passed my test the first time.
You like making assumptions, don't you, Margaret? You made a hell of a lot of assumptions about me this evening. You're putting words in my mouth quite a lot.
I'll tell you one thing, Stephen. You're a very rude man.
Yeah, well,
very,
a
very
lot of
rude.
people have told me that, but I'm honest. At least I'm not lying to myself or other people like you guys.
You know what, Stephen? You think you know it all, but you know nothing.
Yeah. Prove me wrong, because
you'll get a rude awakening someday, I think.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Not one of you this evening has proved me wrong thus far.
Okay, well, hang on. Let's just bring Jerry into the picture here if I can't. Stay there, Niamh. I know you need to calm down and maybe take yourself an Alka-Seltzer on top of water.
I'm going to. I'll end up back in the fags.
Let me go to Jerry. Jerry, how you doing? You're on Ireland's Classic Hits Radio.
How you doing?
Go ahead, Jerry.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, Jerry.
I want to ask that gentleman there, Stephen. Right, how long is he uninsured for? How long is he doing that without no insurance on the car?
Well,
how long was I doing it?
How long was he doing it? He has
how long
insurance.
Are you doing it? How long are you doing
I was doing it. I'm not doing it. No, you need to listen carefully. I was doing it. I'm not doing it anymore.
Just let me speak. Just let me speak, please.
You asked the bleeding question.
You're not doing any more. If you're on the M50, each camera on the M50 takes photographs of people's insurance and have to pay the payroll over the bridge. You're telling me you had no insurance and you wouldn't stop.
Yep. No, I was stopped loads of times. I got banned loads of times. Were you not listening to the show? You need to tune in, bud.
Jerry, with the greatest respect, they don't have APR cameras on the M50. Jerry, hang on. Jerry, they don't have APR cameras on the M50. I don't know where you got that from.
Sorry?
They don't have APR cameras on the M50.
There's cameras at the top of the M50. You drive in the M50 to take the photographs of your payroll.
Yeah, that's right, yeah, for you to pay. Yeah, that's just for you to pay your bill, that's all.
Yeah, but
they're not involved. They're a private company. They're not involved in stopping people for insurance. That's not their job.
I can't understand. I was hit by an uninsured driver about 10 years ago, and I couldn't walk for nearly 2.5 years.
Yeah, I know, it's shocking.
That person ran into me, right, down in Port Marnock, and he had no insurance, and they checked out nearly 6 years. He had no insurance. But that gentleman there should really, really cop on. And he is a very rude man.
To what?
I've been listening to him there. I mean, you are very rude. I mean,
what do I need to cop on to? You need to tell me.
Go on. I'm listening to you. Go on.
No, you said to me I need to cop on. What do I need to cop on to? Give me my lesson. Go ahead. Give me my life lesson. I'm waiting.
I've been listening to you there the last maybe half an hour, listening to the ladies, and you're very rude to them ladies. Everybody. You mean
I'm
you
just
think
honest.
you're right?
Yeah, and so do you. And you'll come on and attack me, and so will everybody else. And everybody else thinks they're right. It's called a debate.
Hang on. I've been listening to you. And you are very rude. Right?
It's a debate.
If somebody had no insurance, well, don't you pay by the month? All right? That should cover you, do you mean? Pay by the month. It wouldn't cost you that much by the month.
Okay.
I'm surprised you would be caught.
He did get caught.
Paying insurance.
Yeah, he did get caught, and he got banned from driving going back 2 years ago. But he has insurance now.
Yeah. Well,
yes.
To be honest with you, I mean, it's not very nice. Do you mean?
No, it's not very nice. You're right. Well, hang on. Let me go to Thomas as well. Thomas, how are you doing?
Listen, great show, by the way. I always listen to you most nights.
Thanks.
But very quickly, I've literally only got 5 minutes. I'm a Dublin bus driver. I'm ready to pull back out in about 5 minutes. I just want to answer the question, because everybody seemed to miss answering the question to Stephen there. He said it was a victimless crime, and he was asking who's the victim. So let me answer the question. The victim is everybody in this country who pays insurance, because we're all loaded because of non-insured drivers. So it's not a victimless crime. Anybody, if you want to know the victim is the people who pay insurance. We wouldn't be loaded if everybody paid insurance.
And who made the victim? Who's making you pay on behalf of? Who's making you pay? Who is making you pay on behalf of me? Because I'm most certainly not asking you to do that. The government is asking you to do that. Don't blame me on that.
No, that's not the government. You've got that wrong as well. It's insurance companies, and they're quite correct in doing that because they can't trust other people. Not at all.
It's the government who put the laws to say that we have to have insurance.
It's a levy put on every insurance policy to go into the fund.
But the point is, the law is there that you have to have insurance. Yes.
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 So the government are saying you must have this paperwork before you go on the road.
We're not, by the way, Ireland. But hang on, Ireland are not unique in this. By the way, it's worldwide.
Correct.
So is every country in the world making a mistake, Steve? You're the one who's right, and every country in the world is wrong because every country has insurance, car insurance.
Niall,
unless you're in the middle of nowhere.
The government, you know that the government are not taking this serious. Nobody's taking this serious, apart from you all giving out on air. If they were really taking it serious, they'd simply put it on the fuel. Job done. We're all happy because, as I said earlier, the people who drive most are at more risk of crashing. Like Mr. Dublin bus driver there. He's at risk of more crashing than an uninsured
His name is Thomas,
driver.
actually, not Mr. Bus Driver, but however.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But listen, I'm going to have to run now, but I will say this to you as well. I understand why you people like Stephen on. He's a gold mine. Absolute gold mine.
Well, okay.
For your job.
Yeah.
It's a good, but I don't know how you can put up with him so often.
Well,
but anyway, listen, I have to go. I just said my wee bit. You want to know who the victim was? That's who the victim is.
Okay, thanks for that,
People
Thomas.
like me who pay me insurance.
And safe driving, Thomas.
And enjoy the show. Great stuff. Thanks a million.
See you, bye-bye.
Talk to you.
Neve, it's a victimless crime now, according to Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because we're just inventing the victim, really, because as far as he's concerned.
You are inventing the victim. Yes, you are. Because when I drive to the shop from A to B and I don't hit anybody, there's no victim. And the guard stops me and says, "Well, you're going to lose your license for what?"
Well, then you'll become the victim, won't you? You'll be in jail and you'll become the victim.
The victim of you other arseholes, not me.
Yeah, it's probably the right place for you, in fairness.
I wonder would an uninsured driver claim against an insured driver? I bet they would.
It's been done. Yeah, of course it's been done. And let me ask you, Niamh, what have you hit an uninsured driver? What have you hit an uninsured driver? Would you be responsible for that?
It wasn't my fault, yeah.
Okay.
At the end of the day.
So at the end of the day, it's all down to fault. It's not down to insurance. No, to do with insurance. It's about who's at fault. Whether you're insured or uninsured, you either an asshole
but Steve, well, hang on. It's been explained to you twice already. If you did hit Niamh and you're uninsured, hang on, please. She has to wait longer to get compensated for the damage to both her car and herself, and she would not get the same compensation if it was personal injury damage that she would get from an insurance company.
Boo-hoo.
Oh.
I have to wait a little longer to get money.
Oh yeah, so it's okay. So it's okay so just to appease you, so you don't have to pay for insurance. Everybody else has to suffer that you might hit.
It's not about appeasement. No, what it is about is pointing out the difference between a dangerous driver and an uninsured driver.
By the way, do you pay tax in work? Do you?
I do. Yes.
Yeah. Do you enjoy paying that? Do you mind paying that? Is that a victimless crime if you don't pay that as well? Do you pay tax on your car? Do you pay tax on your car?
I do, yeah. All these
and you don't mind paying those things, but you don't like paying car insurance.
No, I do mind. Of course, I mind paying them. I made that statement earlier. I don't want to pay insurance.
Do you like being part of society? It's called society. We're all part of it.
Well, hold on. I'm part of your society. Am I really?
Yeah, you
People
are.
who will come on air morning, noon, and night and run me down just because I have a bloody opinion. Cop on. I'm not part of your society. I'm way outside of your society. Oh. It's you idiots who make this world go around with arguments constantly. No. You don't realise these are being divided and conquered with stupid stuff like car insurance.
You know what, Steve? You never come across this way in the air before, but you're starting to come across like some sort of conspiracy theorist now. Some sort of what are you, like a free man of the free man of the state or something like that? The straw man.
Will I appease you now and say, yes, that's what it is, Niall? I'm into the Twin Towers and 9/11. Piss off. Just because I have an opinion doesn't make me a conspiracy theorist.
So you're starting to sound like, well, hang on for a second. Wait there. I have a conspiracy theory. Des is about to appear on the line. Des, how you doing? You're on Ireland's Classic Hits Radio.
Hi, Leo.
How you doing, Des?
I'm not with you.
No. I'm glad.
Generalise everyone and calling them idiots. Come here. Why do you always bring the tone of your show down?
I know. Don't blame me.
I'm not joking here, Niall. I'm not joking here. I'm serious.
Yeah, no, don't blame me.
I love listening to your show every evening, and then you get that on. and it's just shocking. He's like a baby. Like he just doesn't. He's no brain. Like it's just ridiculous. Like
yeah, I know.
He's talking nonsense. Like nonsense.
Yeah, I know.
Like he pays tax right on his car. I'd pay insurance before I pay tax. If I didn't have tax,
I pay the fucking insurance. Are you not listening either?
But you were, but hang on, but you didn't pay the insurance before and you got caught and you got banned from driving and that's why you pay it now in case you get caught again. But you begrudge paying it and you don't believe it's important.
He doesn't understand.
Okay, but hang on, please, let Des finish. Let Des finish.
Go ahead.
He doesn't understand why he's paying insurance. That's why. And he doesn't understand anyone's opinion and he doesn't let anyone have an opinion. And anyone that talks, he keeps coming on with these silly, childish comments like, how can you...
Name
you
one.
Can't listen to that.
Name one, and I'll take you down in a heartbeat. Name one.
You can't listen to that show. You can't listen to the show when he's on.
No, because you haven't heard... I tell you what, bud, I will concede to everything you say, everything, if you can tell me where I was wrong.
Where were you right? Where were you right?
Tell me where I was wrong and I'll concede. You're not bleeding listening. You come on and tell me I was uninsured. You come on and call me names. But of course it's great for you to do that. I can't.
You called me an idiot.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Noel, you said all you idiots. All you idiots. You calling me an idiot.
He didn't call you Des an idiot. He just said all you idiots.
He called everyone that listens to your show and rings in an idiot.
Yeah, well, he did do that, in fairness.
No, he didn't.
You did. You did. Steve, you did. You've said it on 2 or 3 occasions. Like you said, all you idiots who pay insurance.
Yeah,
no. He just made a completely different statement. Is anybody listening to what this guy has just said? Is anybody listening to what he said?
I just want to ring up, Noel, and tell you the tone of your show.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, tonight, I can't. I'll be turning it off now and probably listening to...
All right,
good man, turn off the radio.
No, I won't be listening to RTE.
No, I don't think he'll be listening to RTE at the moment.
No,
it's wall-to-wall Tuberty.
I'd listen to your show from 9 in the evening. I work nights. 9 in the evening, I drive a van. 9 in the evening till 12, then I put on Pat Kenny or something. But I won't be listening to you now till 12 tonight. Not with him on. Sorry about that. Love your show, Noel.
Right.
And thanks very much.
Thanks, Des. Thanks. Sorry about that, Des. But hang on now. Let me go to Rebecca as well. Rebecca, hi.
Hello, how are you?
Are you going to stop listening too?
No, like, being honest, I think that man is a straight. I think he's a straight man. Like, whatever he says, he has to say it out like.
Oh, he's just being honest, is he?
He's being honest, like, in fairness, like, you can't be killed from the truth.
No, I do, by the way, Rebecca, will you move away from the radio because I can hear it in the background? I know you want to be famous and hear yourself, but that's grand. But what he's saying is that insurance is not important, Rebecca. Surely it is important.
Never said that. I never said that.
100%. Insurance is important, like, because you can't drive without them. But I do think that man is being straight as well in what he's saying.
But he's also being very rude to everybody.
I don't know. I was listening there for the last while, and I don't think he's rude now. Yeah. I think he's a street man because sometimes when you're too honest, people don't like it.
And do you have insurance in your car?
Oh, of course. I wouldn't drive without them.
But then,
if he's saying that he doesn't want to drive, is he saying that it's okay for not to have insurance? Like,
yeah, he doesn't see the point of it. He believes it's a victimless crime.
I never said I didn't see the point of it.
I disagree at that point.
I never said that.
Yeah, you said it was a victimless crime.
It was a victimless crime. I didn't say I didn't see the point in it, and people really need to stop putting words in my mouth. And as far as that guy who came,
you're kind of advocating for having no insurance, aren't you? Really?
No, Niall. No, what I'm Jesus Christ, open your ears.
We are. Our ears are all wide open. We all have our listening ears on. You just don't. But go on.
Okay, then, Niall. Clever clogs.
Yeah.
Right, what did I say when I first came on?
You said it was a victimless crime. You said everybody was talking about car crashes instead of talking about insurance.
First came on, Niall. That's not what I said.
I said everyone was talking about road accidents and bad driving.
What exactly? I said I would like to differentiate the difference between bad driving and uninsured drivers.
Let me go to Richie. I've only got 5 minutes here. Hang on, 5 minutes after Richie. How you doing, Richie?
I think I can see his point now. There's an awful lot of people now talking about a completely different story. He said at the start when he came on, there was a difference between uninsured drivers and bad drivers, and all he got was a barrage of if there was this crash, if there was that crash. He was speaking about if there was no crash. if someone was driving about their business, as he said, from point A to point B with no accident, the car was parked in the day, parked at the night without accident, who's the victim?
Absolutely. By the way, Richie, you're 100% right, and so is he. I'm going to agree with both of you. There you go. There's a turn up for the books. If everybody was perfect and we never had an accident in the world, there would be no need for insurance. It would be irrelevant. Mm-hmm. But that's not the real world, Richie.
You're making another different point. You're completely changing the point as always.
No, but hang on, Richie. We live in the real world. People do have accidents.
And people have accidents with insurance, and what good is this? What good is it?
Because the insurance pays for the damage and it pays for the injuries.
So people get paid anyway. It gets paid out anyway.
Yeah, but they have to. But if you're going to the bureau, you have to wait. It doesn't happen immediately. It takes time. You're put out. You won't get the same amount of compensation. It's not the same thing.
But that's still more of a problem of bad drivers causing accidents than not having insurance.
Oh, I'm going to lose my mind here tonight. I swear to God, I'm alive. It was a full
You don't have an accident because you don't have insurance. You have an accident because you're a bad driver.
I completely agree with you. That's absolutely true. But if you have insurance, it takes a bit of the pain away for the person you've hit.
So you're waiting as well?
Nobody disagreed with that. Nobody said they didn't.
But hang on, hang on, Richie. Do you drive a car?
I do.
Have you got insurance?
I do.
Are you a good driver?
I am.
Why bother having insurance though? If you're a great driver.
Because I drive for work, and if I get put off the road, I'm gone from work. That's the only reason.
Oh, so that's the only reason. So you don't have insurance because you believe it's a good thing to do, just in case.
I just have to have it for work. Other than that, I get around. I'm driving since I'm 17. I'm 34 now. Never had an accident. So basically, I'm paying money for fuck all.
Thank you.
Sorry, Richie. You might as well be throwing it in the bin every month. Richie, I have private health insurance. Every month, I say to myself, do I really need this bill every single month? Thankfully, I've never used it. It's there for the doomsday scenario. It's not there for visiting your doctor on a Friday if you're not feeling well. It's there in case something serious happens to you, right? But you hang on to those things just in case, because you haven't got a big bank balance, Richie, I assume. And if you hit somebody...
I'd have a bigger bank balance if I wasn't paying for the fucking insurance.
Very true.
Richie, would you drive a car with no insurance if you thought you could get away with it?
Absolutely.
Richie, I'm so disappointed.
Good man, Richie.
Oh, Jesus. Well, don't be agreeing with him, Richie, will you?
I'd rather be honest.
Oh, okay. Richie, thanks.
Well, do you mind if I make one point before you go off?
One final point, yeah. I'm shocked. I'm shocked by the individuals who are actually agreeing with you, by the way.
And you know what? Here's the thing, Niall. I'm shocked at the amount of butter soft little bitches that came on air tonight. Because did you notice? Did you notice a common thread? When all I done was came on and told the truth, I called very few people names, a couple of idiots. That was about it.
You didn't. You told your truth. No, hang on. You told.
I was attacked because
you told your truth. You didn't tell the truth. Your truth.
Let me finish, please.
In your little world, Steve, your truth. And in Richie's world, of course. Yeah.
Niall, let me finish, please. All of these people came on air tonight and attacked me for having an opinion in a robust debate. That's what these are for. And some fella's tuning out because he can't stand hearing a robust debate. Talk about hate speech.
Well, hang on. I think Martin has left a message because he's so frustrated. Hang on. Martin does get very frustrated, in fairness to him. I think maybe we can hear it.
Good evening, Niall and team. It's Martin again. I know this won't be broadcast, but just to say, I understand. Steve is the chilli in the recipe. I love chilli, but not all chilies. I can't stand jalapenos. Ugh. And to me, Steve is the jalapeno in the recipe. Nonetheless, I understand why he's there.
He's the jalapeno.
I'll continue listening.
He's the jalapeno. You're the jalapeno in the recipe. We want to talk to him. John, how are you doing?
Well, I'm good in myself. I was just ringing about car insurance.
Oh, car insurance. Yeah. I'm glad you rang about that because that's what we're talking about. But go on.
Sorry. My belief is that everyone should pay it.
Everyone should. That's your opinion, is it? Everyone should pay it. Well, I wouldn't disagree with that. That's the law, yeah.
Because, sorry, go on.
Yeah, and the reason you believe everybody should pay it, maybe you should put that across to Steve, who's listening quite intently.
Oh, I am, yeah.
Okay. Well, are we supposed to have infrastructure?
Mm-hmm. How are we supposed to have the infrastructure there already?
Okay, well, Karen, hang on, Steve. Maybe we can correct this and nip this one in the bud straight away. John, car insurance doesn't pay for the infrastructure. It goes to private companies.
Well, it's totally fair for but I mean, at the end of the day, when you pay taxes.
No, that's motor tax you're referring to. Yeah, we're talking about car insurance.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just not in a good mood today because a friend of mine died last night.
Oh, Jason. I'm so sorry to hear that, John.
You're welcome.
What happened to him?
He died from a heart attack.
Oh, Jesus, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
That's not good. My condolences to his family and his friends and yourself and everybody who knows him. That's shocking, John. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Okay.
No, I mean, look, I know everyone paying car insurance. It's not their idea of funding, but
no,
it's essential. Look.
Well, I believe it is essential. Steve doesn't seem to think so, but I believe it's essential.
I don't.
1 in 9 drivers don't seem to think it's essential because they don't have it, which is quite a shocking figure.
Firstly, can I say my condolences for what happened to your friend? And I can understand why you might be a little bit confused coming on here this evening. But not once have I advocated that people should do this. What I'm basically saying is, in my opinion, people can make this choice for themselves. I don't think it's the worst problem in the world. I don't think we're dangerous drivers. That's all I'm saying here this evening. I'm just pointing out the facts. But so far, I've been castigated for just pointing out the facts on things.
Because it's irresponsible, Steve. I think that's what.
With
the exception of Richie.
Yeah. So what?
And Rebecca. Well, let's not talk about Rebecca. She's just abandoned us. Yeah.
Okay, it's irresponsible. So I deserve to go to prison for being irresponsible when we already agreed there's no victim.
Yeah, but that's the law. The law is if you get caught, it's a 500 quid fine and you can go to jail. Yeah, that's the law.
Absolutely, and this is why I'm trying to drive the point home. If people have a problem with what I've done in the past and people are continuing to do 1 in 9 drivers, if they have a problem, they'll never ever fix the problem by coming on here and shouting at the drivers who are doing it. The only way that the problem will be fixed is they put pressure on the insurance companies to cover this levy. They're the ones making the big bucks out of this, nobody else. So once that's insured, I guarantee you, Niall, once the insurance companies do it, I guarantee you, there's nobody going to come on here with a problem. Nobody. So stop blaming the uninsured drivers. They're not the worst people in the world. They're just trying to make ends meet.
I'm not blaming the uninsured drivers for the accidents on the road. I'm blaming them for having the irresponsible attitude of not financing those accidents. Now, well, hang on. Let me go to Carlos. Thank you, John. I'm sorry again about your friend. I do apologise, and I hope everything is okay with his family and his friends. Let me go to Carlos as well. Carlos, how are you doing?
Hello. Hi, how are you?
How you doing, Carlos? What do you want to say?
In my opinion, the car insurance is for... Hello? Hi?
Yeah, I'm listening to you. Go ahead, Carlos.
Yeah.
Yeah. In your opinion, the car insurance is?
It's not... Your man, it's right. Should be everybody have a choice to pay or not.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez. Christ almighty. Stop it. You should have a choice to pay it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes or not, in my opinion.
In your opinion.
Yeah, I don't say because everybody need to pay because.
Why? Why should you not have to pay? Should you have to pay tax on your wages? Should you have a choice in that as well? Hang on, please, Steve. Hang on. I just want to see if I get an intelligent answer. Carlos, should you have to pay tax on your wages as well?
Yeah.
Or should that be a choice?
Choice is whether to pay or not.
Oh, that should be a choice too?
Yeah.
Well, then nobody would probably pay it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what happens, Carlos? We've no roads, we've no schools, and we'd have no healthcare system. What are we going to do? Live in caves, Carlos? Is there something wrong? Is there a full moon out tonight? Carlos, are you really being seriously that we should have a choice to pay tax?
Yeah. Because you never see or you never know what's happening with your tax, what you're paying.
You do know what's happening to it. Carlos, do you drive a car?
Yeah, I drive.
Yeah. Where do you think the road comes from that you're driving on?
Sorry?
Where do you think the road comes from that you're driving on? Do you think it just magically appeared there by the road fairy? Somebody had to build it.
You call me condescending.
Oh, you're hilarious. Just like a comedian, Carlos. Carlos, are you listening to me, please?
Yeah, I listen. I just came out from the car because it was the radio in delay and I didn't understand what you're saying.
Okay, right. Let me ask you the question again. If you believe that paying tax should be a choice and you shouldn't have to pay it, right? If we all had that attitude, when you drove your car tonight, you drove on a road. Where do you think the road came from?
I'll just hang up.
You put your all money
Oh, he's
there.
back. Sorry, say that again. I missed the answer you gave. That was probably of vital importance. Where did the road come from? Sorry?
Sorry?
Where did the road come from?
I didn't get what you said.
Oh, please answer the question before one of us dies. Sorry?
Yeah?
Oh.
Hello?
Oh. Carlos.
Yeah?
Will I ask?
No, it's okay. Carlos, do you have children?
No. Why?
Carlos, have you ever been to a hospital?
Hospital? Yeah.
Okay. The doctor or the nurse that tended to your wound or your illness, who pays their wages?
Just take everybody.
Everybody? Okay, we're getting somewhere now. Okay. And how does that happen? Where does that money come from?
From the taxes.
Aha. So if we all didn't pay tax and we all had a choice in the matter, what would happen, Carlos?
No. I saying to have the choice, put it like in bank account, and you can watch what's happening with your money. With an insurance or the tax from your wage and everything, you can watch it. Because when it was taking out from you, you never can see it where you're going and what's happening with them.
But that's the case all the time. You can't follow your money. You can't run after it and see where it's going. You just have to trust. You just have to trust it's being spent properly.
That's not the right.
And when it comes to car insurance, we know where the money goes. There are victims every day. I know Steve is going to have a little argument here in a second, but there are victims every day of bad driving, and those victims, some could end up in a wheelchair, some could end up dead, some could end up badly injured or out of work. Somebody has to pay for all of that.
I didn't say because you don't need to pay. I just say because like a bank account and it's going in your account, and when it's building up, you're driving 10 years, you should be not paying the same amount. You should be paying every year less and less, and after that, if you have any crash or nothing,
They give it back to you
no.
Like it's like a savings account.
It's like a saving account, and if you use it or not use it.
But here's the thing. If you were insured for 10 years, right, and you paid, my insurance, for example, last year was 550. That's only €5,500. The smallest of accidents will cost more than €5,500.
Mm-hmm.
You should be not paying for somebody who doing the accidents. That's my opinion. You should have your account and you build up, and when you have a limit, and you can take it from there, and if you reach the limit, you're not paying less and less. You're paying €100 or €200, just not 500 or thousands or 3,000.
And then what happens if you have a bad accident and somebody claims 70 grand because they're badly injured? There's your theory out the bloody window now, isn't it? Sorry? Do you pay the rest yourself?
No, it's going out from your account.
Do you understand? Do you understand the principle behind insurance? It's like a gamble. You're taking a gamble, and the insurance company also takes a gamble. there are a lot of the people that they insure that they will lose thousands on because they will have maybe 2 accidents or 2 bad accidents in a lifetime, where they'll make money on people who don't have an accident. So it's a gamble. Yeah. It's not a savings club.
That's what I say. It's a gamble, and it's gambling. The people, they are not doing anything wrong.
Oh, jeez. I'm good. Steve, listen, good night to you, all right? I thought I heard it all. I really... Carlos!
And I'm the reason why people are tuning out, yeah?
Steve, good night. Carlos!
Yeah?
You're some man. You're a funny fella, I have to say.
Say again?
I said you're a funny chap. You're very funny.
I'm funny. I just thinking different, and I can see in the world they are all over Europe. You pay for the same insurance, different prices, and here in Ireland they are way, way higher than everywhere else.
It's not that much higher, because I've had insurance both in Ireland and the United States and America, and it's pretty much the same everywhere.
No.
It wouldn't be. Well, it's about where, I don't know, where are you talking about? Where is it cheaper?
If you go in Eastern Europe, they are way cheaper. Or if you go to Spain or anywhere else.
Yeah, maybe it's a bit cheaper. But you go to the UK, it's probably around the same price.
This depends.
It's in and around the same price.
Depends where you, and if you can...
I don't put anyone else on, Jesus, Jane. I'm done with it. I'm worn out. Sorry, yeah, Carlos, sorry.
Yeah?
Yeah. Carlos.
Yeah?
Sing us a song.
I didn't hear what you say.
Sing us an L song there.
Song?
Yeah. Do you know any songs? It's late at night. I need a bit of cheering up now. It's been a hard night. It's been a long night. I need a bit of cheering. The girls are coming in a few minutes. They'll cheer me up. They're selling cosmetics, face, skin creams and all that kind of stuff. Do you use skin creams yourself, Carlos?
Skin cream?
Yeah,
no.
do you never use a skin cream made out of beans?
No, I'm not using because I'm not smoking and not drinking.
Good man.
Those things.
You live a good lifestyle, so.
Yeah. I try to live healthy.
Yeah.
Possible.
Sing us an L song. Go on, sing us an L song. I'm trying to think. Do you know any good songs?
Good song.
Yeah.
From Elvis.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Sing Elvis. That's good. Yeah. Go for Elvis.
Elvis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Caught in a trap. Can't hold back. Because
my heart. It's from Elvis.
Yeah. Okay. Go for it. Go on, Carlos.
Okay.
Okay. Go.
Yeah, and it should be everybody just calm and relaxed, and because you everybody can have different opinion.
Okay. Let's forget about all that, Carlos, for a second. Feck all that. Sing us an L song. I'm caught in a trap. I can't hold back because I love you too much, baby. That's Elvis. You like Elvis, don't you?
Yeah, I like Elvis.
Yeah, okay. Are you going to sing a song or are you just going to leave it to me?
I just leave it to you because I'm not good in singing.
Well, you'll be listening to me. I'm hardly very good at it either, am I? Are you lonesome tonight? Mm-hmm. You know that one. What's that called? Are you lonesome tonight? Yeah. Carlos, you're not working with me here. I'm trying my best.
Real people, real opinions, real talk radio. The multi-award winning Niall Boylan Show.